it's Carolina from BuzzFeed Better Like, and I'm here at the Beetlejuice press junket. As a fan of the original, I was so excited to see that Delia's art finally got some appreciation in this movie. I was glad I saw the sculpture at the school. It was awesome. So how was it like returning for you and for you joining on this movie?
Glad you're a fan. I'm glad you're happy with the new movie. Boy, thank you so much. No, we were as excited as you seem to be about watching it. Honestly, it was really thrilling. Couldn't believe Tim actually pulled it together. And really, we talked about it for years, but then by the last few weeks, it was like, oh, we're doing it. And it was, so we were kind of all like this, like, we're actually here. We're actually, look at Beetlejuice in the, yeah, it was exciting.
Yeah, it was very exciting for me, obviously. Loved the film my entire life, and I love working with Tim, and I got to work with people that I had watched all my life, so that, I think just all of those qualities put together, I felt like my brain exploded multiple times.
Yeah. My brain exploded multiple times watching this movie. I feel like this film also had like a theme of intergenerational relationships between like women, especially in the family, and like how women kind of hold it together a little bit differently in terms of grief. How does that feel, like that bond working with, Winona as well?
I just love that. I love that Tim really centered this story on Jenna and Winona's, their characters. I love Delia's take on grief was turn it into an art piece.
Yes.
I love that.
Classic.
Yeah.
What? To turn the grief into art. Why not? Everything is. Art is escapism, and art is a beautiful release of emotion and whatever you're going through, and so that was a beautiful thing. In seeing the movie, I was really happy with seeing the light-handed, lovely sweetness between Lydia and Astrid. It felt very grounded and very real.
Yeah, it was nice.
Yeah.
I think that this one is a little bit more emotional than the first one, and we all do kind of take on the grief in different ways, but I think what excites me the most about it is because all of these women, whether they realize it or not, they're so sure of themselves and so just admirable in their uniqueness and specificness, like even when you can see that they're all flawed, but you kind of care about them anyway and you're sympathetic for them anyway. And I think that's a really wonderful, to put three women in that position and be able to look at them with empathy and understanding in such a crazy, at first glance just looks like a silly, chaotic movie.
Yeah.
I think it's really nice to have slipped that in there and really well done by Tim.
Yeah, I agree that because they're flawed is why we are so sympathetic to them too, right?
Because we all are.
Yeah, no one's perfect.
I sense there's an enabler here, but we'll get to that. You're a figment of my imagination.
You were fantastic in this film. How were you approached to be in it? Are you a fan of other Tim Burton stuff? Are you a fan of the original?
I mean, of course. I'm a huge fan of Tim Burton. I was approached by Tim. Tim wrote me a sort of a short couple-line email that just said, "Hey, Justin, I'm doing Beetlejuice, and I thought of you, and I think it would be a good fit," or something like that. And so then he just, then we scheduled a Zoom, and we met, and he sent me the script.
Nice. Well, I would say you're a perfect fit for this film.
Thanks.
Your character reminded me a lot of Otho from the first film. Would you say he's like a 2.0? Did you get any characteristics from
Otho
him?
was a different animal altogether, but it was, I think maybe he fills that hole, I guess. I don't know. I mean, he's, it's ostensibly sort of a love triangle movie, between me and Mr. Beetlejuice. But yeah.
What was it like seeing Mr. Beetlejuice, Michael Keaton in action? Was that
It was
like
fantastic.
surreal or what?
It was super surreal. I actually had never met Michael, and then I went, I heard he was on set. We were all doing hair and makeup tests, as we were getting ready to start shooting. And he was in his trailer, and I went over and knocked on his trailer door, and sure enough, he opened up the door, and there he was, dressed fully as Beetlejuice. My first meeting with Michael was literally him as Beetlejuice.
That's funny.
Which was surreal.
What do you hope audiences take away from this movie? I feel like for me, I went away thinking that like life on Earth really is precious, and make sure you heal those relationships before you are departed, so you don't miss out on anything. So I was wondering for you, what you hope audiences take away from it, what you took away working on it.
I don't know. I've only seen it once. I want to see it again. The ending is so dense, and it's sort of, I feel like it is, some of that message, and then, but is it also Tim's commentary on his own life? I don't know. Like, it's this beautiful sort of multi-meaning ending, you know. But at the end of the day, I want people to take away from it, you know, have a really good time, enjoy it, you know, because it is, it's obviously sort of a serious subject, treated very, very lightly. It's really good. It's just the right size for this sequel, you know.
And it's the same Tim Burton wackiness from the first one, too. Beetlejuice is out in theaters September 6th.
I think I'm done, right? Cool.